Can hear me, see me, and see the screen as well? Yes, no?
Yes, Vanita, can be.
And we'll start the class. Let them join later.
Okay.
Start with the prayer. Close your eyes, palms together. Seek the blessing from your God promises. People you are done, slowly open your eyes. As usual, we have a three main section. One, we are going to read see about the Pujaram, followed with the horoscope lessons, ending up with the horoscope discussion. Okay. See, first thing is the Pujaram of today. Mangal in the Mesha, Surya in the Rishabha, Buddha Guru, Shukra in the Miduna, Kedu in the Simha, Chandra in the Vrakshaga, Ragu in the Kumbha, Shani in the Meena. Now, as usual, we are going to see the king and the queen. King is in Rishabha Rasi, Surya in the Rishabha. So this month, this is the Rishabha month. Queen is in the Vrakshaga, Chandra. Here is an important thing. Chandra in the Vrakshaga Rasi, it's losing its energy. When Chandra in the Rishabha Rasi, the energy level is in the exalted. Here, the Chandra energy is debilitated. Yes. Yeah. Here, the Chandra energy is debilitated. The people who are at that two, particularly to its wonderful day, why the Purnima was there, but the Chandra is in a debilitated position. So, it's a wonderful day. But this also give you some kind of ailments in your body. Your body is that much sensitive, will be greatly affected in various ways. The people who have to look into this day particularly, who born on the Vrikshiga Rasi, Vrikshiga Lagna, or the Vrikshiga becomes your 8th house, 4th house, or 6th house. Even if it is a 12th house, it is a wonderful day to meet, see yourself, to go inward yourself. But saying is much easier, but doing is quite difficult. On this particular day, the one cannot not able to manage his own body and the mind, and going inward is really a tedious task. So how we can do that? When we know the Chandra is going to in the Vrishchiga Rasi in 1 or 2 days, we have to prepare your body before 2 or 3 days before. I would say before 1 month before. Your body have to be understand what is going to happen. So when that day was coming, your body will be ready. You can able to you can able to understand your mind also. The awareness will be increased. Simplest way. Okay. Another grahas which is in Shani in the Meena, Rahu in the Kumbha, Ketu is in the Simha, and Guru is in the Mithuna Rasi. Along with the Buddha and the Shukran. Now, this is as usual. We'll see about, because anyway the Guru is going to finish transfer or going to transfer for that day. We'll see that. Okay, let's move into the Pancham. The 3 is the Purnima, and the Purnima is finished past 15 minutes. Followed by, now we are in the Pratipada Tithi, first Tithi of the first Tithi. Nakshatra is the Anuradha, followed by the Jeshta. Yoga is a Siddha, complete night, full night. Karana is the Bhava, Balava, and Kaulava. Vidya is the Rivara, Paksha is the Shukla Paksha. So this Purnima, now the Shukla Paksha will, the Purnima was finished, then the next Tithi will start today. And now let's see. This is for our reference only. So this is for our reference. You have to be. I believe everybody was memorized at this point. So even there is a higher possibility you would forgot more often you forgot this point. What you should not forget is in number of times you forgot, in number of times you have the device. That's the only way. The Kala Purusha chart is the base. The space should be much more firm in your mind so that when you are making the other layer of the studies, it will be very much easier. Okay? So now we are going to see the 12th houses from this week onwards. So the 12th house is much more special. Why? Imagine the Lagna is a Mesha Lagna. The if one person can face all kind of actions, all kind of the difficulties, all kind of the avastha, that this is the Lagna, he's born in it, and the second house defined about what he's having. Third house is about his communication, fourth house about his assets, fifth house about his uh, children, romance, affairs, etc. Sixth house is about disease, enemies, debts. Seventh house is about the spouse. Eighth house is about the transformation. Ninth house is about dharma, karma. And 11th house comes into the profits and the gains, and then 12th. This guy will tell you about the liberation. What kind of the detachment. So this is the life you started. You born into this earth. You born into this earth dimension. With this kind of the karma baggage you come with it, and you have all these things. You finished one round, and finally the 12th house tell you about your liberations. The main house. How much the lagna is important, that much important is your 12th house. Okay. Why are you saying that? The most of people won't even give importance to the 12th house. Why we need to give no? We need to give the importance. How much the lagna with the born the enter into this dimension is important. That much is important. How we are going to exit also. Okay, here is the thing. Why the people are not giving that much importance to the 12th house? Because for this Earth planet, the intention of living in this planet is quite different. People who are living in this planet, their intention towards increasing their wealth, increasing the material things, improvise your health and improvise your family relationship, etc. They concentrate on both of three main things: your health, wealth, and relationship. They mostly concentrate on that. Is that right? No, that is why you're coming into this planet. That's why you more concentrate on this. If you see n number of the horoscope, you can accumulate into these three main points. Then we'll ask about their health or wealth or the relationship. Yeah, mostly they are coming. The questions will also be framed among this only. When you're saying this one, the people are coming into this Earth planet to enjoying this moment only. So the 12th house, it says about your liberation, how you are going to detach from all these things, how you are going to liberate this soul. So, okay, now let's see about the liberation into a different point of view. See, when the soul comes into here, you took one body and you finish that lifetime, whatever you have, and based on your karma, you born into another thing. Based on your karma, the lifetime goes on, goes on, goes on. The liberation will come, the soul will yearn for it. Actually, it's longing for it. Okay, I'm done with this cycle of the birth and cycle of the life, birth and the death, and the following around this. I want this liberation. One point in time, the soul is searching and moving towards the direction. Is that will be reflected in your horoscope? Absolutely. That number of the lifetimes you took, that number of the karmas you finished, then it will be also reflected in your horoscope. This liberation is highly important to understand. Mostly let's see about the positive side of the 12th house. Mainly this is for VIA. That means your expenditure. What is going away from you? That is. could be your liberation, it could be your donations, expenditures, whatever it is. Okay? Whatever the things which is going away from you. What is the positive sense? It's also telling about your investment style. It is also telling about your donation, whichever you willingly give. There's no forceful, okay? Willingly give. With displacement, most of the time, these people can be able to live in abroad. But you living away from the place where you talk, where living away from the place from your native. How your thinking process. It's a kind of the are you able to think deeply or not? The 12th house clearly say that your thinking capacity of your thinking. Okay. This is also for the INS INM Bhuvastana. What does that mean? It tells about your how your sleep will be, what kind of the rest your body will take. Are you able to take a rest fully or your the entire night sleep is peaceful or not? Or what kind of blood pressure, blood pleasure you will have? That, everything will be defined in your 12th house. Okay, now, it also tells about your unwanted, how are you able to get rid of all kind of unwanted things? Who is your meditative level? Are you able to step into the liberation mode or one point in time, the people who are not speaking about the liberation also, they are stepping in towards the liberation. Then you will say, no, I not even think about it. How come I go into that level? Your soul have that kind of the conscious of consciousness. Even if your karma was finished, the soul next step is moving towards your liberation. Okay. Then it also represents about mokshasthana. Mokshasthana means it's not going to define you, okay, are you getting the moksha or going to living in the hell after life. It's not going to say that. Mokshasthana means is the soul is liberated from your body or what is that meaning? If the body is not liberated, what is going to happen? It is going to take one more body. It's going to take another body, another body. The cycle revolves again and again. The Muktasana represents is the soul is liberated from this body. Okay? And what is a negative side? Negative side is also representing unexpected expenditure. Okay, here is the thing. Whichever the graha which is present in the 12th house, you definitely spend money for it. The expenditure you have to do for that. So you may think, no, I won't do that. No, it will go one or the other way. The 12th house, whichever the graha present, you will spend money for that only. Knowingly or unknowingly, that will happen for sure. What kind of the losses you will have in your life? That is also represents in your 12th house. Your worry, sleepless nights, the possibility of the theft, your imprisonment, it's also defined in the 12th house. The 12th house is not only the hidden house, still it's got various things. It's a kind of the end final point of your life. Or it is also liberating the soul. There's a one important house will definitely have to move. Okay. Main thing, what are the three main points I have to remember? Liberation, expenditure, Sayeshika. That means that Ayana Sayana Bhavastanga. You remember about Sayana Sukha. Okay. Okay, now let's see about the 12th lord in the first house. First house is represents about the Jataka. Jataka means whoever Jataka we are saying the person himself, the complete self, personal image, personality, whatever it is, you can say. That is the first house. Now, the 12th Lord in the first house. Now, before that, we have to see what is the 12th house is for. 12th house is for your liberation, expenditure, in a sign of road. It's all compressed of your 12th house. And that Lord is going to sit in your first house. Okay. Now, you understand, right? When I say 12th Lord in the first house, let me give you an example. One second. An example. Okay, let's have an example. Now imagine you have the mean 11. Who's the 12th lord here? Anybody? Who's the 12th lord here?
Saturn.
Shani.
Saturn. Now imagine the Saturn was in the first house. Saturn is the lord of the 12th house. Now the Saturn is in your first house. That is the meaning of 12th lord in first house. Is that clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a connection between these two. What is that? 12 and the 1. 12 represents about your the Jataka itself. 12th represents about the liberation, detachment, displacement, imprisonment, expenditure, losses, sleepless nights, or good sleep, whatever it is. Now, when the 12th lord in the first house, how it will be? These peoples are full of energy because the 12th lord is going to sit in here. It's a kind of the energy which is coming into the first house. The 12th lord is going to give you. Importantly, these peoples are active. Okay, here is the question. And now this is a generic way of saying when the 12th lord in the first house, the person is active. Now, here is the thing. If the 12th lord was not having good strength in the horoscope, then this sentence will be little bit going into an average scale. What is it? Imagine normally the person in the 1 to 10 scale, the 12th lord in the first house means it comes, the active state will be 10. When the Graha was not in a good strength in the horoscope, comes below the average or on the average. It goes beyond this scale. You understand this point, right? So here the full of energy active depends upon the Graha which is present or the strength of the Graha which is present in your horoscope. Now, this is the general point. When the 12th lord in the first house, then the person is active. Simply mean that the person is active. They have the modesty comes as by nature because they won't show up. But this is also differs if the graha is different. Okay? They are very much high endurance. Importantly, they have the self-confidence. And because of the 12th house, the Lord which is hidden in nature, the energy which is not consumed naturally, it was in the first house means they may have the childhood very difficult. There is a higher possibility for investments. One important thing will come when the 12th lord in the first house means here. One or the other way of the quality of the 12th house will be reflected in your first house. Okay, what does it mean? You may look, the 12th house is also for your foreign settlement, the displacement you away from your native place, that may also happen. You may not have a good sleep in the night. You may be active. You may be very energetic. In that case, you will have the good night's sleep. So you may ask this question: how come that is possible? One person is having the full of energy, but the hidden house lord was sitting in my first lord. How is it possible? Here is an interesting point. If you are the 12th house lord in a good position in your horoscope and you have the good night's sleep, automatically your body will be rejuvenated, and the very next day you will have the full energy. That is an implicit meaning. You have to be connect with one point with another. Anybody who's speaking? Anybody who's speaking? All right. It's a connection between when you have the good night's sleep, and the very next day will be very active. That's why when the 12th lord in the first house, it was very active. What I'm here trying to say here was one of the significance of the 12th house will be reflected in your first house. Who's the first house here? The Jataka itself. It will be reflected in the him or herself. Imagine a situation now you don't have a good night's sleep because of in the 12th lord was afflicted or debilitated or whatever it is. A number of reasons will come. Imagine a situation you didn't have a sleepless. You had the sleepless nights. The very next day will be energetic. the very next week will be very much active. No, right? That's what happening there. You have to be dynamically understanding this point. This is the generic point, but you have to be dynamically accommodate this letters. How you the 12th lot in the first house, you have the good night's very good sleep, then definitely you will be full of energy, active and industry. But it's not, it's utter opposite towards this. But this high endurance will come as the byproduct because the 12th lord will give you that kind of the quality to the level. Okay. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say here is any one of the at least any one of the significance of that house will be reflected in the whichever the house that Lord was present. Now the 12th Lord in the first house means any one of the significance of the 12th house will be in the Jataka itself. Okay. Anybody having 12th Lord in first house?
I have an example.
Hmm.
Kanya Lagna.
Lagna,
Sun in the Lagna.
Sun. And which one is exactly correct, which is not?
High level of confidence, yes. Foreign residence, yes.
Hmm.
Modesty, full of energy, yes. High
Hmm.
endurance, I've not seen it. Hardship, no, not there.
But yes,
Ha-
no,
no to
no.
hardships.
Okay. Hmm. Modesty, when the sun was not.
Modest, yeah, modesty is also there.
Energy level,
Energy level is also there. Only endurance and hardship is not there.
or the endurance is not there. And okay, all this. It's energy. Why the endurance was not there? Any reason?
No, I've not seen it.
You are not seeing. Okay, here is the thing. The people, okay, here is a very implicit understanding. The Jataka may have the high endurance. You need not see it. Why? Because it is in the Lagna. The Jataka can only feel it. You go ahead and ask the person, the relevant person, be able to see that. But there was also a place the people sees you. If in that place the other people whatever say it can be true. That's why I asked when the first house is a little bit of go with an implicit meaning, the high endurance may have, the other people may
Yeah,
not able to see.
probably it's not visible. Yeah, true.
The hardship in childhood it depends because when the sun was coming, the hardship may not be that possibility.
Uh, Vanita, in this person's case, the 12th house is loaded actually. Saturn, Venus, Ketu in 12th house.
Saturn, Venus, then who's that?
Ketu.
Hmm.
And Mars in 10th house.
Okay.
No, no, 10th house. Uh,
Oh, sorry.
Mercury and Moon in 2nd house. In 3rd house, Jupiter. So reason why I said that because probably the whatever you mentioned, he would feel when Saturn hits it, correct?
What is that?
No, when the Saturn Dasha comes in, probably the
Hmm.
12th house will get activated and we probably could see all of this, right?
And when the Ketu Buddhi was coming, Ketu Dasha was coming, it will show you the different
Activate.
dimensions in your life, and it will toast you like anything, this way
Hmm.
or that way, or this side or that side, and it will show you all colors.
Hmm. True.
And the Ketu Buddhi Ketu Dasha will give you a tremendous lesson. That will happen for sure. This is also. The high level of confidence is the best Jataka to see because the sun was in the Lagna, that is also the 12th Lord. The confidence is the inbuilt for this person. Because the sun is having that kind of an authority, even it is the Lord of the 12th house. The people will say, okay, it is a 12th house, the energy was not that much. No. The Graha, which is now it's in the Lagna. The Lagna, even it is in the hidden houses, Lord, the Lagna will have that kind of an energy. Most of the time, the negative effect will be vanished when this person was living in the foreign, as a reside in the foreign. Most of the negative things will be vanished. If any graha which is in the 12th house relating to the lagna, the only one solution is if that person was living in the foreign nation, then most of the negative things will be vanished.
No, one more time, please. I didn't.
Here is the thing. When the 12th here, the 12th lord is the sun, right? The sun was in the lagna. Now here, if the person, the Jataka itself, was living in the foreign nation, right? Then if any of the negative which is coming for because of the 12th lord in the lagna, any negative things coming here, for example, you may have the expenditure. Okay, now let's see about this Jataka itself. The expenditure can comes in the form of elderly people. Expenditure comes in the form of any woman. It may be in your life, your wife, your mother, sisters, or your lovers, whoever it is. Or you may donate to the temples, or you may donate to any of the orphanage kind of stuff. Or you may be giving the money to your say that father's brother's family. That kind of the expenditure will be goes on like this. This is because this your money is going away. That kind considered is a negative, right? You may have the sleepless nights. You may have the kind of the effect of the 12th house. But when you are living in a foreign nation, this will be vanished 90%, I would say, or at least 50% it will go. Okay, how is that? How does that make sense? See, now when you are living in a foreign residence, your level of at least income may be increased, even if you expand your expense will be go to 3 people or 30 people you can manage. And because of you away from your family, you are really working hard, the sleepless nights will be reduced at least even for an hour. Then you may think, at least my sleepless nights will be less for an hour. How come it will be benefit for me? No, even for a minute also it will help you for you. At least you gain 1 minute of the sleep. That will be helpful for your body and the mind. So that is the relation. When the 12th lord in the first house, if you're living in a foreign nation, it will give you a different benefit altogether. Is that okay?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay, now there's so many. Okay, here is the thing. I thought to skip this, but when the Yogananda is in front of me, I couldn't. Okay, the international figures, one of them was 12th Lord in the first house is Paramahamsa Yogananda. Okay, most of the time I heard it and I saw these peoples also. The peoples who in the yogic sadhana, the horoscope would work for them. Because their practice was tremendously very high level. The horoscope won't work for them. And the best person I would say is the Yogananda. His method of practice is entirely different, and no human can do that. And I mean, for my understanding, but there are very enlightened peoples they can able to do. And this one person, okay, until when he was he learned from his guru Yukteswar and he is spreading his teachings that has not become wide in the India. But when he stepped out of his nation, when he was residing in USA and his education was spread worldwide, that is the moment his teaching was reaching end number of people. And there was also a story. Okay, I don't want to comment on that one. When he was living in a foreign nation, his teaching was greatly established. That was the one thing. And when it comes into the high endurance, his best and best example. Why I would say that this is one of the things I really admire. There are various things if you want to know about the yoga, Paramahamsa Yogananda, the autobiography of Yogi is the best book to read. And his teachings and the practice and the Kriya Yoga will lead you into a person into a different world altogether. Okay. Normally, when he's going for a meditation, he sit in the Padmasana for 8 hours. At least he said it in his books. I sit in for the Padmasana in 8 hours for at least. And I really get a heart attack. Because when you are sitting in 30 minutes of the Padmasana, then next 31 minutes you crawl only. You can't able to put your legs in. Then I said, 8 hours? Oh my God, who are you, man? He was in a different level altogether. And if you go and speak, if you go and hear any of his audio, and the energy level was maintained to the end to end. And that kind of energy he's having because he doing all kind of the practice, he is having that. His confidence level was too high. Too high means it's too high. I'm not sure about his hardship his childhood because most of the time he never feel the hardship as the hardship itself. That is what I said. The horoscope won't work for the yogis. And
He was
this is
never
best.
at home, right? He was always with Yukteswara Swamiji and outside, basically.
So Yukteswar will come into the after his yearly ages only. But the child, even if it is the hardship was hardship was in his childhood also, he won't consider it as a hardship. He thinks it is okay, it is my experience and I want to move on. I want to learn from it. He's totally a different person altogether. But totally he was away from the family. Maybe because of the hardship he comes in his childhood because of his mother was not anymore when he was needed mostly. That may be the reason. But his mother is also another yogic in a different capacity. So this one person, I stop when I start speaking about him. So I stop my speaking about his Yogananda here itself. There are other people, so you go ahead and research. This one person I really admire. Every time, every moment I think about him. Okay, let's move on. Because when I see Yogananda, I will speak about continuously. That's why I intentionally skipping that part. There are other celebrities and personalities also. In our circles, you may know about these people. This is the best list to understand because when you know the people and at least you know about 1 or 2, 3 characters of them, you can easily match with the point. Okay, yes, no, yes, no kind of stuff. Okay, I'm quickly skipping that and I'm moving into the 12th lord in the second house. Okay. 12th lord we already know what is about your liberation, detachment, expenditure. It's the house of the moksha. Keep that in mind. Now the second house is for Dhanasthana. Dhanasthana means what money you have in this lifetime. Okay? Kind of the liquid asset. How you speak, what food you like. It's a Kudumbasthana also. How you attached with your family. Are you loving your family or you want away from your family? What kind of the knowledge you need for the food and nourishment, everything comes under the second house. Now, the 12th lord in the second house means here is the thing. Okay? Here. the speech is also representing in the second house. When the 12th Lord in the second house means it's a kind of that it's not only that sweet speech, it's a tactful speech. The people will speak only. There are some kind of a strategy will be behind it. Even if they are speaking one sentence, four sentence, it doesn't matter. There are some strategies behind it. Okay. Most of the time they are charismatic. I don't know how it will be matched with when the 12th Lord in the second house. Okay, here is the thing. Their investment, the 12th house is also represent about the investment. Dhanasthana is involved. Here is in our imagine a situation, you have the Mesha Lagna, where 12th Lord is Guru. Now, Guru is in your second house. Okay? Now, there is a connection between your 12 and the second. The investment and the Dhanasthana. Is that good or bad? Very good. These people will invest their money in a very cleverful way. Whatever they invest, the profit will be byproduct. Okay, that is you can expect the profit. So why is this much important? Why? You may be you may have a greater intelligence, but when you invest into any one of the ventures, it will go into one loss. There are that kind of the luck people will be there in this life. But when the 12th Lord in the second house, they are clever in investing. Is the investing is profitable? Absolutely yes. Okay? And importantly, they are fond of delicious. It's all relevant here. Then you may ask why the fond of delicious food is second house is the delicious food, and the 12th Lord is involved here. Why? It's all connection between the significance of the 12th. When you have the good food, you will have a good sleep or when you have the good sleep and your digestion system is work well and the food is digested, you will have wonderful sleep hormone, right? The same goes here. You are fond of delicious food. You search and find the good food. And if you taste the food, the people will think the food is really delicious. I saw this in my real life. And my brother's daughter, if she eat anything, and it will be definitely delicious. If it is 2 more spoon, 3 more spoon, and I know that definitely delicious. There is no question in that. These people are go towards like that only. They are fond of delicious food. They can able to find the delicious. And I saw one more person in my life. This person will there is how many of you know about Madurai in Tamil Nadu? The Madurai there is a district called Madurai. It's very famous. Many temples over there, particularly Meenakshi Amman temple. And there is an Alagar Tiruvila will be happening here. Okay, what is an important? Here the food is really delicious. You will find the number of the foods in Madurai. And there is this person will find each and in Madurai you won't have the kind you may have the very big hotels and like very luxurious hotels kind of stuff. But in Madurai, what the specialty is, even if you are going into a very small mess, the food will be delicious. Like in Karnataka, even if you go into the very interior area, the small home will provide you the delicious food, right? Same goes here. In Madurai, you will find the delicious food in every corner. The structure of the Madurai city is also quite difficult. It's a kind goes in a circles. So the people who are very familiar with the city can able to find this. But this person able to find particularly delicious food where it is happening, which corner you can find which food. So the 12th Lord in the second house will do the job. Okay. Okay, and these all the good things. Okay, now another things because of the hidden house lord sitting in the Kudumbasthana, they they have to encounter various kind of the challenge within or within the family. Okay, one or the other way, the peacefulness in the family will go waver in one way or another. You may feel one day you feel like okay, I'm very peaceful and my life is going very smooth, even though my 12th Lord in the second house. The very next day, there is a tsunami welcome. And the very next day, the volcanic eruption welcome. The very next day, there is a good rain with rainbow. It all goes on like this. The challenges will be, it's not similar. It will be goes in a different way. One way you find a very little challenge. Then the very next day, you will feel like, oh my God, I'm done with my life. It goes on like that. So is the 12th lord in the second house is kind of 60% good, 40% you may not find a peaceful anymore. Anybody having 12th lord in second house?
Vinita, I have. My Lagna is Taurus.
Second
And
finish. Okay, Taurus.
And I have Mars in my second
Mars
house.
in the second house. Which one is correct? Which one is wrong?
The challenges part is 100% correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I'm not much of a foodie.
Hmm.
I may like a few things, but I can eat the same thing. I don't like to try new things, and I'm quite basic in my food. Like foodie sounds like having exotic tastes and having
Wait a
trying
second.
new
Where is your
stuff.
moon? Where is your moon?
Moon is in my Lagna.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so rest is, I think the rest is also matching more or less. The challenges is the most critical. I mean, that's very strongly evident in most in and outside the family, but otherwise it's matching.
How about your investing style? Is that profitable or not?
Sometimes and sometimes not, but yes, I'm good with numbers, and I'm good with numbers, and I like to do calculations, and I think it's better for other people. When I tell others, it works out well, but not for myself. So sometimes, but averagely, yes. On an average, yes. I can.
How about your speech?
Speech, well, people tell me that I have good communication and I speak well, but I guess it must be okay. Only the food part is not so strongly positive. But yes, I mean, it's just that I'm not very I don't give food so much importance. Let's put it that way.
I heard the similar kind of sentence. People who are in the Vrikshika Rashi, that they asked, where is your moon?
Okay.
Okay. That's also. I had the same sentence. I don't know. I love to eat food, but I don't like. I'm not fond of the delicious food. And I had exact same sentence I got from the Vrikshika Rashi people. Okay, let's move on. There are the other peoples who have the speech humorous polite in the speech. The film actress, okay, charming is why? Because it talks about the second house. Okay. In our astro, we may also know essentially. Okay, now we are entering into the 12th lord in the third house. Okay, this is the Viparita Rashi Yoga. Why? One of the hidden house lord is sitting in the another hidden house. That is the Viparita Rashi Yoga. 12th lord, we already know about it. There's a displacement, your expenditure, Bhushasthana, liberation, and this is the Ayana Sayana body. And it's also the Bhushasthana. And that lord is in this third house. What is the third house is for? Third house is for your aim, ambition, courage, Dhairya altogether. If you want to do anything in your life, you should have courage. Even if you want to study, even if you want to step into a college, even if you want to go into a work, or at least do your own work, what you need the courage. Then the third house is going to represent that interest of the art and passion or communication, any kind of the media communication. In this modern world, all media communication comes under the third house. People living by or working nearby, all comes under the third house. Okay, here is the thing. The 12th house is sitting in the third house. These people are very much interested to keep their body fit, very much interested. And if the graha, which is also interested towards the body fit, was sitting in this third house, then definitely they are very well built. They keeps a good health even after the 70s, 80s also. There are the people I saw, they do the yogic sadhana even after the 80 years of the age. I really wonder, the person was 80. That kind of the people was still living in this dimension, and they keeps the good health, and they want the body want to fit, and is there it is their first priority even they don't want to be improvement in any other part of the life, but they want to maintain their body health very much important. Mostly they are very second. They give importance to the self-improvement. This is much more important when the 12th Lord in the third house. Okay. What is the negative side for us? And the 12th Lord in the third house. They are much more hesitant to take any initiatives. They are very much interested to do things, that everything, but they are not very much to take any initiatives. If the other people who is taking, they can able to follow them. But ultimately, they hesitate to step one foot forward, and if the people are behind them, they feel really scared. They want to go away. They want to leave everything and run away from that place. But if somebody was taking the initiative, and these people are happy to follow them. Because the third house is also for the short travel, and the 12th Lord in the second house, and the frequent travel is highly possible. Okay. When the 12th Lord is sitting in the third house and is also related with the traveling, and if residing overseas is the 90% of the people who live in the overseas. Anybody having the 12th Lord in the third house?
Vanita, I have it.
Okay.
Karka is the Lagna.
Mm.
And the third Lord is, 12th Lord is, 12th
Mercury.
is the Mercury. He is in the third, that is in this one.
Kanya. Okay.
Yeah, Kanya, yeah. But he's also along with the sun over there.
Sun. Awesome. Which exactly matching, you feel like, no, this is not exactly matching.
First one, correct. Good health. Also, I like to keep myself fit, so I do yoga, exercise, everything. So that's perfect. Then takes interest, so this is also perfect. I always want to be one up and do something. But third one is also 101% correct. Hesitate to take, but once started, I will follow to the T and I will it. But yes, when I get it, I think I hesitate. I have a lot of hesitation over there. It's also 100%, more than 100% rather. Always I wonder why, but then now I understand. Now, frequent travel, yes, short and long I do. That's what I say, packing my bags and keeping every time going. And reside, I have resided, but right now I'm back in India.
The residing overseas may come in a period of when you have this 12th Lord of the Shabdhi was happening. There is a point you may live in the overseas also. The opportunity will come on that time. You may be living in the overseas beyond that period also, but the opportunity will come on that kind of the Dashabdhi period.
Yeah, but I keep going to US and coming every year actually. So that way, it's okay.
The frequent travel may come.
Yeah.
Because when the 12th and the third combination combined, the travel is unavoidable. Even if you go for short travel, even in your same district itself, you will go to one district to another.
Yeah, every month I travel one actually somewhere or that, like that, small travels, yes.
That is because these two are interlinked with the travel. When the 12 and the third combination combined, the travel is there. Travel is there for sure.
Vanita, I have an example where travel is not there.
Really? That's it. So wait a second.
Mithuna Lagna.
Mithuna Lagna.
Uh,
12th Lord is Venus. Venus was in the Simha, right?
third house, yeah, in Simha, but with Sun, Mercury, and Moon.
So, it was supporting travel. Venus was three. Okay, there was no travel?
No, no frequent travel.
Oh, no frequent travel. Oh, okay.
And he's not residing overseas.
No divorces also. Okay. The third house, every planet was moon was travel and Mercury, Sun, Venus. Anything was combusted here?
Nothing is combusted.
That's interesting. Venus, Sun was good house. Well, cloud is good house. Moon was 11,000 of third, Moon 1 and 3 combination. 12 and third combination. The third and third combination. Second and three. Really? There was no
Yeah.
travel?
No. The first 2 point, absolutely true. 100% true. He's in his 80s, but the first 2 points are very good. True.
And in his 80s means he traveled already, but now he was
No,
not
there is
good.
no frequent travel. He has just traveled once.
Because all the planet which is supporting the travel, why?
See, Rahu is in the 5th house.
Is in the
Mars is in the 8th.
So Saturn house. Where is the Saturn?
Saturn is in Mesha, along with Ketu. And Saturn is retro also. And Meena, Jupiter retro.
Jupiter also retro. Okay. Rahu and retrograde Saturn is also aspect to each other. Okay. If the Ketu was alone, then the travel may be possible. But if it was sitting along with the retrograde Saturn, it may drag you down. Or at least it allow you to go travel for one time. That's really great. But still, this planet was, there is something, it was overriding every other thing. Because the Venus, Sun, Mercury, and the Moon, if you see the combination, this Venus was the 12 and the 3, and the Sun was in his own house, and that is the 3 and the 3. Mercury, he's also Lagnadipati, he is also the 4th house lord, sitting in the 3rd house. That is also again a 3rd-4 combination, 1-4 combination. Moon is in the 2nd house, 2-3 combination. It's all helping you to go for the travel. If you are not able to travel means, then the Saturn and retrograde will do the job. Retrograde Jupiter won't stop you to travel because it was in the 10, right? 10.
Yeah.
Possibly this combination will do the work. It's really good. Because every planet was helping you to travel. Then why? Okay. Did anybody find the answer? Tell me. This is really wonderful. Anybody wants to add here? one interesting thing which I learned in the past days, I would say, when exactly the point was there, the horoscope which is exactly matching, you won't learn because already the point was listed. This kind of the horoscope will tell you the different dimension. If you find any this kind of the horoscope, please read again and again. There is a hidden gem will definitely behind it. You may overlook, you may forget to give the importance to that point. Okay? About the 12th house. Okay, there was also one thing you may heard about it in the 12th house. If the Ketu was present, then the people will say you will have the moksha. There are different rules also based on it. The 12th in your 12th house, the Ketu was present because in my family also there are the two people who have the 12th house Ketu. And I said, okay, you will go to moksha. It's not that much easy, but before going into the moksha itself, their entire lifetime they will be toasted every year, every day, every minute. They will
So
find
they have a full experience, right? That's what it means.
complete experience, and they every day is a struggle for them. You will face n number of the obstacles from every other side you will face. And even then, they had the kind of the mindset, they had the kind of the determination. I don't know how they will gain that kind of then energy. They will have the move from one obstacle to another. Then maybe I thought like because there was one obstacle they experienced, they feel like it doesn't matter. It exactly resemble me one thing. Remember me one thing. When I was studying in the first standard, when I moved into the second standard, I feel like it was like first standard is easy for me. When I moved into the third, so I feel second, it goes on like this. When I enter into the college, I feel like if I study the 12th standard now, I am the state rank. The same goes like this here, right? When you face one obstacle in your life and you are succeed and you move into another, the other thing may not be the biggest thing for you. But these peoples, the 12th house Ketu peoples will face n number of the struggle in their life. And every point, every milestone they cross, it gives them a tremendous experience. The jnanam, that is the wisdom, beyond the wisdom they receive because of the 12th house Ketu is totally unpredictable. And they receive that kind of the knowledge in every phase of their life, even every moment of their life. And that's why when you are moved, particularly if the 12th house Ketu was there and you also have the Ketu Dasa Ketu Buddhi, you will have the kind of the life, kind of the greatest struggle in your life. But at the end of the Ketu Buddhi, the wisdom you receive, beyond the wisdom you receive, it's give you the greater knowledge. No, even if you are living for 90 years, 100 years, you may gain some knowledge. But these people, when they are when they are facing the ups and downs in their life, and the end of the Ketu Dasa itself, they acquire that tremendous knowledge. And it's not only the knowledge, it's a wisdom, it's the jnanam, it's more beyond the wisdom. They serve the purpose. That's why they able to go into the phase of the moksha. Here is the thing: they going into the step of the liberation. The soul is now matured enough to know, okay, I was caged into this body, and I again, if I do because of my karma, I moved into another one. Again, I'm caged into one of the body. The liberation thought not even comes into the body. It comes into the soul. But when you have the 12th house Ketu, the wisdom will come to you. The soul will understand, okay, I'm caged in this body, I want to liberate. This is the step I'm going to take. And that kind of the step, its directions is also coming into their life. So that is the way they are leading into the moksha. People will say the 12th house Ketu, you will have the moksha. This is the moksha.
So see, it's only us who think they're struggling. They themselves don't understand that they're struggling.
Yeah, because that kind of the strength they have, right? the people's be and out the people's other than them, when we see them, we may understand. Oh my God.
Or it is ignorance is bliss category.
Yeah. No, they know. They already know very well what kind of the struggle they go through. They know very well, and they know. Okay, this is the part of the life. They feel it is a part of the life. How I understand this much was because my father was having the 12th house table, and when I see my father was, he was working beyond his limit. I felt like, why are you doing like this? And he felt like, no, this is the part of the life. And for me, it was like it was endangering his life, and it's not good for him. But for him, it was like it is a part of the life. There is a totally different story, right? My dimension was, why are you working? Why overloading yourself? Let them take other people's responsibility and enjoy your life. No, they don't do that. They find the obstacles and they enjoy their obstacles. They move one to another and another to another. And one point in time, they never even understand, okay, there is a struggle in my life. But they are, whatever the thing, their soul may have that kind of the strength. That's what I understood from them. That kind of the determination they will have. So even if it is, see, for me, I couldn't even understand this is a part of the life because my father can able to do that. That's the kind of the wisdom, that's the kind of an experience they hold on. Even if the kind of an experience when I have, my wisdom will be different, right? I feel like, okay, it's worthless, why I'm doing. But for him, it was not like that. Okay, it's a part of the life, and I'm moving one step to another. That's the 12th house Ketu. Why I am saying this? Because the 12th house Ketu will be speaking in an elaborate way every time. That's why I thought to discuss. Okay, before the 12th house, we'll see the 4th house from next week. We'll finish with the horoscope discussion, then we'll close with this one. Okay? Okay, now we are seeing still the Murli sir horoscope. Now we are seeing the 11th house. Meena Lagna, Rashi is the Tula Rashi. Only one retrograde planet, that is the Saturn. Okay, 11th house here. Here is in the Makara Rashi. There is no planet. Who is the Lord? Saturn. Saturn is in its own, another own house. That is the Kumbha Rashi. It's a retrograde Saturn. Retrograde Saturn, what it means? It's the number, the deepest karma which you carry from one lifetime to another life. Mostly, probably, it is related with your work. You may think in your previous lifetime, you may not enjoy the work-life balance, and you give much more importance to your work. You feel like, okay, work is my life, and without this, I can't even breathe and I can't even sleep. And we feel one point in time, there is no life beyond my work. That the retrograde Saturn will do its work. It's a kind of the karma which you carry from your previous lifetime to here. And that is a retrograde. You are the Lord of the 11th was retrograde, which is in the 12th. Now, what is the element here? We already know there is no graha present in it. The Lord is the Saturn, which is retrograde, which is sitting in the 12th house in its own house. Okay. Now, element is the earth, movable in nature, female. That is it. When you didn't have any graha in it, what are the things you have to consider? You have to consider who's the Lord. We already considered the Lord is the retrograde Saturn. Another thing you have to consider, what is aspecting the Rashi, which is aspecting Sun and the Mercury. It is a Buddha Aditya Yoga. Most of the time, these peoples may have the 11th house is also for your profits, gain, elder siblings, right? Here, you may have the contradict or conflicts with your elder siblings because of the ego, but you may respect them. They will be in a very good position. But there is kind of the ego clash may come here and there because of the sun was aspecting your 11th house, where retrograde Saturn is also here. Okay? And when comes into the Labhasthana, when you are coming into the people's, when thinking about your profit gain and the fulfillment of your desires, That's come based on the Lord of the Lord of the 11th or the aspecting planets. The profit gains we come from the authority, the work which you do. The work should be you lead the peoples because of the sun was aspecting. You may gain the profit from it. Mercury was involved here. That is also aspecting the 11th house. Your profit and gains may come from your communication or media related stuff or anything relevant with the communication media. And the retrograde Saturn is the Lord, which is mostly you may not own your business, you work for some other people. That is also good for you. Even if you are owning the business, if you're running the business, you may not be able to gain the profit and the gains. So better you work under one good structure because you are very disciplined. The Saturn was the Lord. The Saturn is disciplined in his profit and the gains. So if you work under any of the well-defined structure, you will be clearly flourished and you will gain from it. Okay? So the profit and gain, we saw that the elder siblings, they may be in a respectable position because of the Sun and Mercury respecting the intellectual and authority was involved. That is why they will be in a higher position. But the ego clash may come because the Sun is also respecting one way or another. Okay? There is a labasthana where you get the benefit. Maybe it's because of your work, which because the retrograde Saturn is a lot. Sun, the authority is involved here. So you may lead some other people's. Mercury was involved here. The communication media, any of the method of the communication media you may learn, that is from their profits and gains. Fulfillment of the desires also comes under these three things. Why? Your desires may be want to work more, that is your fulfillment of the desires. The Sun and the Mercury, the significance is also mainly the fulfillment of your desires. The social network will be really having a very good social network because the Sun and Mercury were aspecting. And mostly these people are very intellectual in nature. Mercury was there and they may be in a respectable position. Okay. That is about his 11th house. We may not able to verify with that. Let's check with him next week. Okay. That's all about today's class. Any question? No. We'll see you all next week then.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anita.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anita.
Somebody was asking?